Alright guys, C-Serpents Exotic Snakes, we're back. Thursday the 11th of December, 2025. We've got our big girl here, Dodoma Kenyan Sambo, a female, 6-year-old, estimated. So she just constricted her rat pup. This is her third rat pup in a row now if she eats. Since I got her, this coming Saturday will be three weeks that I've had her. So far she hasn't missed a meal yet. So obviously she's locating the head. But yeah, I'm super excited with this girl here. And I got the little male this past Saturday, so it hasn't even been a week yet. But Saturday will be a week. I got the male Shelby from the same girl, Jessica. So, and of course, I put a little rat pup, pinky pup in for him to see if he's up to eating already. He looks pretty good. He looks like he recently shed, actually. He's nice and shiny and everything, bright coloration. But yeah, this girl here, she is a beast. Try not to shake the camera too much. Okay. There she is. Yeah, so she's proving to be a beast when it comes to feeding time. So yeah, I'm just trying to get in close, just to, get a good look at this one. So yeah, I love this really bright, rich orange that these Dodomas possess. So yeah, definitely looking forward to breeding this girl. Of course, you can't see a whole lot at the moment. We'll give her a minute to kind of pan back out. There we go. Give her a minute to sort of get it. Yeah, she's the biggest Kenyan Sambo I've seen in person, let alone own now. I said in another video, she's bigger than Oreo and Cookie. Way thicker. Lengthwise, about the same. But thickness, this girl has both of those girls beat. And Oreo was thicker than Cookie, actually. And Cookie was older. I estimate Cookie to be probably around 6 to 7 years old of age when I released her. I had her for almost 2 years. And then Oreo, I got her as a little baby, actually. She was like tiny. And she blew up in 2 years, like I was saying. Just, she was thicker than Cookie, actually, in 2 years. So, and like I said before, too, I think genetics plays a role in how big a snake is going to get growth-wise. So, as well as how they're fed, obviously, as well, is going to determine how big they'll become. But yeah, this girl's definitely a big one here. She's the biggest I've seen and, again, owned. So, super excited. Super excited to have a big female Kenyan in the collection again. So I got to put the brakes on at some point. I know that. I keep saying I'm at my limit with snakes, and then somehow or another one or two pop up. And I do have two on reserve with Germain shovel nose hogs as well, so I'll be picking those up probably the beginning of January. So a couple weeks. But I've got two male hog noses. Like I say, I'll be getting from him. And then, of course, see what he produces next, this 26th season coming up, and then see what he produces with babies and whatnot, with his pairings and everything. Because he's really up the bar now. He's been at this for 5 years, 6 years, something like that, whatever. He's been at this breeding thing now, collecting them and breeding them. So, yeah, he's come far from just starting out. So yeah, props to Germain for sure, man. He's hooked me up with some really nice. We'll go ahead and pan out quick. He's hooked me up with some really nice hog noses, actually. This guy being one of them here. This is just a normal Mai Tai, but still. And then this little dude here, he just ate his pinky. Again, my sunburst. And then he hooked me up with this Arctic Super Conda here, Flea. And the big girl Christine, the red 50-50, 50 albino, 50 leucistic. So we'll check on Romeo. Yeah, Romeo here. We'll check and see if he ate that pinky I put in there for him or not. All right, so we'll get back to this girl here. Now that she's in a better position to see better. But yeah, I just like to document from time to time, basically. And a lot of snakes, a lot of people, keep in mind, you want to give them a meal that's going to be the size of the girth, or maybe a little larger than the girth of their midsections of their bodies here. So, don't always look at the head and think that the head is too small, that you can't feed it something bigger. Because they can definitely stretch, they can handle bigger items. Their bodies are going to be thicker width-wise than their heads, and that'll throw a lot of keepers off. They'll think they can't feed them anything bigger than fuzzies or pinkies or whatever. I've seen some posts on some different groups, hognose snakes, Samboa snakes, whatever, where people, even corn snakes, where some of these people will come on and say that, oh yeah, they've been feeding their snake pinkies for the last, say, 2 years. And, within 6 months, they probably could have upped it to fuzzies, back, which would say for 2 years, let's just say 1.5 years earlier, they could have already had the snake on fuzzies. But for whatever reason, they were afraid to go up size-wise, whatever. And then they'll finally come on, like I say, and everybody will come back basically saying, yeah, that snake should have been eating fuzzies or hoppers or whatever like months ago or a year ago or whatever, so a lot of trial and error, for people that don't really know. They get a snake and whatnot, but they don't really know how to adjust the size of the rodent as the snake grows and whatnot. So a lot of trial and error. It's not that they're not, appropriately feeding their animals the correct way. Just some of them just don't know any better, and it takes them a while to finally decide to come on and ask questions and then get the answers that they're looking for. So yeah, she's not making this very interesting, but we'll give it another minute or two here, because she's got it in between her, so, but she is getting it down, you can see. And this size rodent is by no means a struggle for this snake whatsoever. All right, so what I want to do quick while she's still sort of... All right, let me take a quick peek and just see if Romeo got his pinky or not. Because then otherwise it'll have to go to somebody else. Nope. Okay. All right, so apparently he's going to play the same. He ate last week, so, but he's going to play the same game apparently, that he's not hungry this time around, I guess. Yeah. Okay, you see that hissing and all that. All right. So, yeah, because I don't like to leave the rodents in for too long if they don't appear like they want to go for it. Now, again, this guy didn't eat last week, so we'll drop that in and see if he's hungry this week. But like I say, you know, anybody that doesn't eat, I don't freak out about it, you know. Some snakes will go a few weeks in between meals, whatever. So I don't like panic and all that, you know. If they're hungry, they're going to eat. If not, then no big deal. And he looks like he's just going to sit there. We'll give him a few minutes, obviously, anyway, so he may need to wake up and realize there's a meal in front of him. So we'll get back to this girl here. This is the main event for this video. And the thing that I like about these Kenyans is they give live birth. So they develop the babies, incubate them, whatever, all inside their bodies. And then basically when they do deliver them, they're in a little embryonic sac and they just kind of break out of it. And they're just full-fledged little Sambos ready to go. So there's no, you know, incubation of eggs. There's no, you know, the Saharan Sambos will do this now. They'll 75% incubate the eggs in their bodies and then they'll lay them. So their shells will be kind of a thin membrane where you can kind of see the snake in the shell, but it's not fully to term yet. And then it might be another week to 3 weeks, roughly, for the Saharans anyway, before, well, then you got to incubate them then. You got to keep them warm, obviously, until they hatch out, you know, the babies. So, but otherwise, most of the other Samboas are mainly live bears. So that's like really pretty cool, pretty neat thing there. So I'm hoping to get this all in one video. I'm hoping it doesn't give me any issues here because I'm going over 14 minutes now. So my this is my new iPhone 17 Pro. My iPhone 14 I had, you know, if I got past, say, 12 minutes on a video, then it would tell me the file was too big. I couldn't upload it, whatever. So I should have plenty of storage on this one, obviously, being brand new phone. So I shouldn't have any issues getting this up to even 20 minutes or 25 minutes if it gets to that. But again, I just want to document the whole process here. I do enjoy my snakes, watching them eat. Obviously, it's a good feeling. Your snake, everything's right with it, and it's eating and on a regular. And especially with newer snakes, you definitely, it's a good feeling to see them just get into a routine, pretty much immediately. But yeah, definitely looking at March and definitely going to toss Sarlacc in with this girl at that point in time. And hopefully breeding is successful. So yeah, a couple months, and then I'm going to definitely shoot for baby Kenyans again here. Shoot for early summer. Hopefully get another batch of babies. So again, this isn't the most interesting video just because of the way she's positioned, and I don't want to spook her to try to somehow move her into a better position. I don't want to take that risk because some snakes will spook out and then they'll immediately regurge their meal. So I've had that happen before, and it sucks because it's usually hard to get them back once they do that, to get them back to eating the meal again. So just bear with me here. I'm doing the best that I can do as far as getting this. But I do like the process of how these snakes, when they eat and how they stretch over their prey items and swallow them down. So yeah, going on 3 weeks now with this girl here, and she's eating every week. That doesn't necessarily mean that I need to feed her every week, but because she is new, she's plenty thick, plenty healthy, obviously. So, um, I mean, I'll toss the rodent in. I'll probably give her 2 weeks now after this one here, because this is actually the biggest rodent so far that I've offered her, and I know she'll get it down with no problem. So, but yeah, I could probably actually let her skip next week and then feed her the week after if she's up for it. But yeah, I don't have to feed every week. But I figure, hey, as long as I'm throwing something in there and she's going for it, then I mean, that's fine by me. Because Cookie last year, she actually went off food after she, bred with Sarlacc and everything, and she was off food for probably 3 months, and still, developed the babies and had them and everything in that time frame. And I still offered her, every couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. When I realized she was fattening up and everything, then I stopped offering her completely. But before that, before she started getting plump and everything, I realized, okay, she is pregnant. Yeah, I was still offering her every week, every other week. But they know when to stop feeding. When they need to develop babies and all that, then they won't eat until afterwards. Yeah, I'll have to post some pictures of this girl on some of the Samboa groups on Facebook and whatnot. I haven't posted anything on those groups in a while, anyhow. But yeah, this girl is definitely one of the bigger ones. So again, like I say, I'm really glad that I came across Jessica's post a couple weeks ago. Um, and she started collecting like hognose snakes, you know. Um, so as far as I know, she just had these two Kenyans here. This girl and then Shelby, the male albino, I picked up last Saturday. So, um, but you know, she's changed her direction into what she wants as far as snakes go. So, and then of course she has, I believe, some leopard geckos or crested uh, geckos, anoles. You know, I think she has some of those type of lizards and whatnot. So. So yeah, unfortunately, she's not facing us, but yeah, you still get the idea. She's getting it down. So, and this meal, like I say, this will last for like 2 weeks. So I won't even mess with her until another 2 weeks now. So what I might do is give that pinky. Flea's just sitting there still looking at it. So I may give that pinky rat to Lucy then. She already had one, so I'll probably give that to her. She can have two. But yeah, this girl's got this one almost down, so. But yeah, this is excellent. You know, like I said, you get a new snake, newer snake, you know, whatever, and eating right out of the gate every week, you know. You know, she definitely has a voracious appetite, that's for sure. Yeah, and you see, that's literally no problem for her getting that down. Not in the least. So, you know, she could take like a large mouse, obviously, you know, which is fine. I mean, because, you know, these are constrictor snakes, you know. But I figure the rat pups are a little bit thicker and they're a little less, at this stage of the game here, they're pretty innocent. You know, they can't really fight back or bite for the most part, you know, really injure your snake or anything with rat pups. It's a lot safer for the snakes. But yeah, you see. Zoom in a little bit here. But yeah, you see she's got it down with no issue whatsoever. Yeah, she's a big girl, boy, I'll tell you what. Okay, She's probably got a little substrate stuck to her mouth there. She'll work it off. Yeah. Sure wouldn't want to get bit by her, that's for sure. Yeah, she is a beast. Boy, I'll tell you, look at her. Just a monster. Yep. Relocating her jaw. Yeah, she is just a monster, boy, I'll tell you what. Yeah, look at that swell. That's perfectly fine, too. That's what you want to see. So, all right, we're at 26 minutes, so we'll go ahead and wrap this one up here on this girl here. So, but yeah, I just wanted to get a full shot of her. Yeah, she looks like she's going to burrow now. All right. So anyway, just wanted to get a good shot of her eating for the first time on video here. So, all right, guys, we'll wrap this video up here on this girl here. All right, guys, for now, then that'll do it. All right, take care.